Hello, I'm Mikhail Sorokin, a physical therapist and rehabilitation specialist at Dynamica Sports Medicine and Rehabilitation Clinic. In today's video, we will look at a small set of exercises designed to strengthen and all team sports. This is a fundamentally important segment that requires good stability, so that you don't get any injuries. Well, this set is perfect for you if you are no longer experiencing any pain symptoms in your ankle joint. You are not experiencing any restrictions in the anterior block of the ankle or on the surface of the foot. But do you experience fatigue, especially strong during or after running? To make sure that our set of exercises will help us, we need to perform two test movements. The first is the range of motion of the ankle joint. Take a ruler, place it against the wall, and put your big toe at the 10 centimeter mark. We should be able to touch the wall with our knee without lifting our heel, and at the same time, we should feel a slight stretch somewhere along the back of the lower leg. In this case, if the test works out on both legs, that's a good sign. If you don't feel a stretch along the back of your lower leg, or if you even feel some restriction at the front of your ankle or foot. In this case, we have a separate video for that. The link is in the description. The second test is balancing on one leg. You should lift yourself up and hold for 20 seconds. If you start to feel fatigue and weakness during this, that's a sufficient indicator, and you can proceed to our set of exercises. If you can't hold for 20 seconds, a strong tremor begins in this leg. Either your foot starts to tilt strongly to one side or the other, or on the contrary, you feel tension along the front of your shin, then in this case, also watch our video. Consult a senior rehabilitation specialist. To perform the first 3 exercises, we will need a rubber resistance band. It's best to do these exercises at home in the morning and evening and in the same place. We secure one end of the band to a solid support. After that, we hook the band at about the level of the big toe joint band. Stretch the band according to our testing. After that, we slightly bend the knee and lean the body forward a bit to add weight and support to this leg. And now, with the heel, we turn the foot slightly inward. And we hold this position statically. To make our results more objective and not get confused with the tension force, use small pieces of colored tape, electrical tape, or for example kinesiology tape so that you can track the effectiveness of your exercises. As soon as you have determined the tension, place it at the level of your heel. Put a piece of electrical tape on the floor, and every week you should definitely increase this tension at least a little bit. It is this force of progress that will tell you that you are moving in the right direction. If there is a big difference in holding between your left and right leg, then in this case use a second color or a shorter piece to mark the difference. Holding force on the left and right leg. This difference is significant if there is a difference of more than 10 seconds. In this case, you will need to add one additional set for the weaker leg. The second exercise will be performed in a mirrored way. We also stretch the band using approximately the same tension as for turning the foot inward. However, now we will be turning the foot outward as much as possible. At the same time, the knee must be slightly bent, otherwise you will be rotating at the hip joint. A good criterion for performing this exercise is when your little toe is just slightly higher than the joint of your big toe. In this exercise, we should feel tension along the outer surface of the lower leg all the way up to the knee. The third exercise is performed while sitting on the floor. For this, it's better to twist the band in half. Usually, you need a bit more tension here than for the foot stabilizers. The stretched band is held on our toes, not on the foot itself. In this case, we bend the ankle joint as much as possible and the knee is bent to about 90 degrees. Both the thigh and the foot should be roughly in the same plane as the band. The knee should not collapse inward too much. And also in the static mode of work in this exercise. We also definitely track progress using pieces of tape or Scotch tape. It is also important that you should keep the extension not only of the thumb, but of all the other fingers as well. If you see that only the thumb is holding while the other fingers are bending, that's incorrect. You toss it over with tension, tick tick, and then weaker. To perform the last exercise, we will need a regular fitness weight, but not a heavy one, something from half a kilogram to 1 kilogram, and it's better to have two. We attach it to the front arch of the foot and tighten it properly. After that, we start slowly while keeping the heel fixed in space to make a full circle with the big toe. First, we do 50 repetitions in one direction and then 50 repetitions in the other direction. And this exercise will help improve the coordination of all the stabilizers of the foot. And it will be much more comfortable if you do it with both feet at once. First in one direction and then in the other.
For this, you'll need two weights.
This set is performed over 6 to 10 weeks and should be repeated at least once a year. The entire set of exercises is performed twice a day for the first 3 exercises. To understand how many sets you need to do and how much time it will take, you should do one set in test mode. There are 2 critical conditions in it. First, you need to hold for at least 20 seconds. If you can't hold for 20 seconds, you've stretched the shock absorber too much. Second, the time should not exceed 40 seconds. In this case, the shock absorber is stretched too weakly, and you just won't get a good cumulative result. Also, an important criterion is the presence of tremor or burning sensation. It may appear a little during the set, but it shouldn't intensify sharply. This will be a limiting factor. If you start to feel this, in that case, time yourself. And this will be your starting point, your starting time, from which you will begin your performance. And gradually, each week, you will increase it up to 40 seconds. If you progress up to 40 seconds, you start increasing the resistance of the shock absorber. Remember that first of all, you need to build up a reserve of endurance, and that means a reserve of strength.
Muscle contraction strength, coordination, and ligament strength are all important factors.
So that your joint becomes more stable even if there have been some injuries or old traumas in it. After you have decided on the amount of time during which the set will take place, you can immediately determine from here how many sets you need to perform at a time. If you hold for 20 seconds or less than 30, then in this case you should do 3 sets in each of the first 3 exercises. If you perform from 30 to 40 seconds, in this case 1 or 2 sets in each exercise will be enough for you. The 4th exercise is ideally performed 50 times twisting to one side and 50 times to the other. You can even do it simultaneously. twisting your legs first outward and then inward. If you can't do 50 repetitions in a full circle right away, that's okay. Count how many repetitions you manage to do, and every few days add a few more repetitions until you reach about 50.
This set of exercises will greatly help you avoid various ankle injuries or those injuries that can be closely related to it.
Such strong ligaments will help you keep your balance even on slippery ice. Subscribe to our channel and like this video.